Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow HR, IR, IT practitioners. It feels like only yesterday, HR professionals were adjudicating for a seat at the seat or at the decision-making table. The jury is still out with regards to this achievement. Then came the big issue of managing multiple generations and the mass exodus of baby boomers. It never changes. HR is always called upon to step in when there is need for support. The theme for this conference is digital transformation and building a future-ready human resource function. My contribution today is entitled Embedding Human Resources in the Digital Transformation Strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you good news. And that is, the world is digitally transformed. The role HR plays is not for the faint-hearted. The main requirements are time, tenacity, and leadership. I want you to close your eyes for a moment, colleagues, and imagine this. In an article in 2018 done by Deloitte, they described digital transformation as an incoming thunderstorm, a sweeping pattern of change visible in the distance, arriving at a pace that affords little time to prepare. While some people are ready to face the challenge, equipped with the tools to brave the change and take advantage of its effect, some do not even know it is coming. Today, the presentation will focus on human resources supporting the digital transformation strategy, interventions and practices to remove barriers to digital transformation, and pitfalls that can hinder strategy implementation. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in my career as an HR and change management expert that the burning platform for the change is the failure to respond. We as organizations are expected to thrive and survive in the VUCA world. The ecosystem is volatile, it's uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. But first, let us spend some time looking at the definition of digital transformation. And then we're going to look at the evolution of digital transformation, because I think that is important. It is important for us to understand where this is going and where we're coming from. And then we're going to look at the impact of digital transformation. And all this will be done under the heading of supporting digital transformation strategy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a definition for digital transformation that I find quite interesting. The definition put forward by Siebel in his book, Digital Transformation, Survive and Thrive in an Era of Mass Extinction. It says, digital transformation is a fusion of technologies that is blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. Progress defined by velocity, scope, and systems impact unlike ever seen before. There's another definition which I thought was quite interesting as well. It says, and that paints a better picture of what we are faced with. It says it's the confluence of four profoundly disruptive technologies: artificial intelligence, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and big data, which we commonly call ASIC. Now, this author believes that, and so do I, that digital transformation is about people. Digital transformation calls on us to have different types of competencies. If, as organizations, we want to successfully achieve digital transformation, there must be a change in the way work is done. This author is saying it is important that you have creativity as a core competence. He's also saying that complex problem-solving capabilities is essential for moving the organization forward. We need lateral thinkers. You have to be flexible and you have to be agile thinkers and collaborative. Now, what we are blessed with is the fact that there are available training and development programs which would afford us to learn these new competencies and attack or address digital transformation in a way that would make all our efforts a success. Now, let us put this conversation about it being a fad, it being not real, to bed. I want to remind us that this whole effort of digital transformation is not new enough. It started in 1960. And from the diagram we're looking at, you would notice that the efforts at digitizing and digitalizing the world started with the mainframe. And then we went to the mini computer, desktop computer, wired internet, and mobile internet. But what is different with digital transformation, which is commonly called the fourth industrial revolution, is that there is this coming together, a confluence of disruptive technologies. And when you look at what we are talking about, we're talking data, we're talking automation, we're talking machine learning, we're talking Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and cloud. And what is revealing is the amount of users for all these disruptive technologies. Another thing that we need to do is to pay some attention to how these technologies, how the fourth industrial revolution is impacting the world. First, we're seeing a growth in digital jobs. So the literature shows that we've had, or still growing, 90 million in this year. They're projecting 127 million digital jobs by 2024. And they're saying it will continue to 190 million by 2025. 85 million jobs will be replaced by automation by 2025. Listen, this is mind-boggling. That is why I mentioned earlier that digital transformation is not for the faint-hearted. 40% of workers' core skills are going to change. 69% of companies globally are going to declare a skill shortage. And finally, but not the least, 149 million new tech-oriented jobs are expected by 2025. Human resource professionals, IT professionals, are we ready? Are we ready for what is coming our way? Now, in my organization, the organization I worked with at the time this exercise was done, was really impressed or caught up with what we were seeing as it relates to automation, digitization, and platforms. This sent a signal about how all-inclusive, all-embracing this fourth industrial revolution or digital transformation is as we explore its success and its opportunities. With automation, we are going to see job polarization. We're going to look at new work organization and new skills demand. What is HR to do, or what is the organization to do? Are we going to still squabble about whether or not HR has a seat at the decision-making table? Are we still going to squabble about whether or not HR is just plain support, or if it is at the heart of your business? We need to get to that place as organizations for us to really embrace the opportunities that are available. We're going to see with digitization, fragmentation of jobs. we are going to see infringement of privacy. Now, that in itself creates additional issues for organizations. How do we deploy the digital technology and at the same time respect and give high regard to people's privacy? With
Caroline,
platforms,
I'm sorry to interrupt. You have 5 minutes left.
We are looking at how these things have impacted. Now let us look at how we're gonna remove barriers to allow for digital transformation. The first thing we did as an organization is to look at developing a strategic plan. We look at framing the digital challenge, focusing investment, mobilizing the organization, and sustain the digital transition. This is how we framed the digital challenge for the organization. We knew it was going to take some time, and we understood what we were supposed to do if we want to be successful at digital transformation. The other thing that we did, we looked at how we are going to invest and how we're going to spend. If you look at the first pillar of the digital transformation, it speaks to upgrading broadband technology. And you would notice the kinds of things that we got involved in. But the area that is of importance for human resources is the realignment and the transformation of the organization. We then collapse all of this into one document that would allow us to communicate effectively. And communication is one of the key roles if we are going to talk about removal of barriers. We then talk about or moved into embedding HR strategy into the digital strategy. We believe that was one of the key roles in embedding human resources into the digital transformation exercise. We look at performance management technologies. We introduce a system called Quick Score. We look at succession management. We look at future skills. We changed how we did learning and development and focus a lot on learning management system. We introduced workforce analysis and analytics. Those were the way we moved the organization, but we cannot forget the culture of the organization. That was what was essential for our movement. We introduced the movement towards a culture of accountability, using partners in leadership as our backbone to develop this type of culture. We move the people into a space where the experiences change. By experiences changing, they move into beliefs, and subsequent actions and results showed us what we can do as an organization in relation to digital transformation if we need to be successful. So the culture was important. We introduced productivity intervention. We knew that was important for the organization because we needed to know where we're going as an organization in order for us to say whether or not we're successful at it. We needed to know how productive the organization became with these new challenges. So what are some of the pitfalls we can encounter? The thing is, the same body that creates the
Caroline,
success.
sorry, you need to be concluding. You have run past your time.
So the same body that is responsible for success is the same body that is responsible for the pitfalls that would be encountered. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I want to say that as we move forward as human resource and ICT practitioners, we have to be conscious that we need a new worker in organization. The knowledge worker, while is still important, we need to move towards a worker that is what I call a wisdom worker. We have to look at general knowledge of life and sound judgment in social situations. We need workers who are conscious of that. We need control over our emotions. We need workers who are conscious of that. We need pro-social behavior and like empathy and self-awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a new era. We are in an era where if we don't change how we work, if we don't embrace the opportunities provided for us by the digital or the technology that is available, the organization's survival will be in question. I want to say thank you very much, and I am Carol David.